How much would your life change if you start acting today as if you're already the person you want to be tomorrow? One of the strongest forces in the human psyche is the need to stay consistent with who we believe we are. The beliefs and assumptions and the identity that we create around ourselves. There's this underlying fabric that governs everything in your life. And so if you believe that you should act a certain way, if you believe you have a certain amount of traits or skills or talents, if you believe that you're capable of this or not capable of that, it's going to influence every single thought, every single emotion, every single choice that you make throughout your life. So for example, if you believe you're an athlete, or if you believe you're a smoker, or if you believe you're vegan, or if you believe you're really smart or really dumb, if you believe you can be the happiest and most energetic and excited person in a room, if you believe your brain is totally focused and you're a great student, these beliefs, these identities that you have are going to influence every single choice that you make. For example, I've been a competitive athlete for the last 10 years now, and really an athlete since the day I could learn how to crawl or walk. And so that's going to influence every single choice. Why? Because working out, then, if you believe you're an athlete, working out is not an option. It's a necessity. It's part of who I am, right? I wake up and know exactly I'm going to work out once or twice a day and nothing else, right? Eating right is not an option. It's a necessity. Recovering well, sleeping right? It's not an option. It's a necessity. It's part of who I am. And so your identity, whatever it is in life, is going to reflect in your choices. It's going to show up in the behaviors and the habits that you build. And so oftentimes, the fastest way to behavior change, the fastest way to build, to change and shift a negative habit and turn it into a positive habit is by actually looking at the identity beneath that and shifting that. And so that's exactly what we're gonna do today. And I'm gonna share with you guys 4 keys that are gonna allow you to alter your underlying identity and therefore shift and change your habits and your life. And so key number 1 is figuring out what's holding you back and replacing it with something positive. Carl Jung, the great psychologist in the 20th century, once said that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Most people are completely unaware of the belief systems, the identities that are governing their lives. And so they simply start to act in alignment with these things, with these beliefs of I'm not good enough, I'm good at this, or I'm not good at that, I'm worthy, I'm unworthy, right? I'm smart at this, I have this kind of skill. I shouldn't act this way, I shouldn't be outgoing, I shouldn't be, talking to random strangers, right? I shouldn't be putting myself out there, or shouldn't, work real hard on my goals, whatever these things are. And if you're not even aware of these things, well then your chance of actually changing them, right, and shifting them, almost none. And so one of the best ways to do this, really, figuring out what are the things that are holding you back right now, is simply looking at your life and looking at the results that you're currently getting. What are the areas of your life where you're holding back? What are areas of your life where you're not actually achieving the goals you want to achieve? Most likely it's because there's a certain underlying identity, a certain belief structure that says, I'm not good enough at this, I can't do this, I don't have the time, the energy, the resources, the skills, whatever it is. Figure out an area of your life where you're not showing up, where you're not getting the results you want, and really look at why is that really? What's the story I'm telling myself? Once you've got that story, that identity, the way to shift and to change a negative, all limiting, identity or belief system is by replacing it with something new. It's a replacement, right? It's not just taking it away, because then there's a vacuum. What you want to do is you want to actively replace it with something positive instead. I'm an athlete, I'm a meditator, I'm a good student, whatever that is. That's really the first key. It's replacing the old negative story with something positive and beautiful and new. And the next 3 steps then are designed to actually strengthen and hardwire in this new belief system and new identity into your life. So key number 2, and the first way to really strengthen that is through visualization. We've talked about this idea before a lot here on this channel, that your brain literally cannot tell the difference between reality and what you vividly imagine in your mind. And so if you start visualizing yourself, for example, to be an athlete, if you wake up in the morning and first thing you do is you start to close your eyes and you visualize what it would be like to act like an athlete, to live like an athlete today. If you visualize the joy of waking up and going for that run or going to a gym or simply doing some stretching, if you visualize yourself going through these motions and actually enjoying the process, what's gonna happen is in your brain, it's gonna hardwire the neural circuits that are associated with working out because your brain cannot tell the difference. It's why, for example, you get scared in a scary movie, right? Watching it, you might scream out loud, right? When a guy's coming through the wall with the axe. Why? Because your brain cannot tell the difference. And so you can use this principle if you have some resistance to actually doing it in person, right? If you struggle to actually get off the couch, then stay on the couch for a bit and simply start to visualize what it would be like and how amazing mostly it would feel. And that's another key, right? You want to feel the positive emotions associated with that, what it would be like. Same for studying, right? Visualize yourself studying every day, right? You visualize yourself waking up and sitting down on your desk, right? And you show up, you're completely focused and in the moment. You're gonna study for the rest of the day. Start visualizing yourself as if you're already the person you want to be. And over time, what you'll find is you start to act like that automatically. So that's key number 2. You want to start visualizing your ideal future. You want to start visualizing not just your end goals, but really your personality, really how you want to show up and your daily habits that are going to lead you to where you want to go. Key number 3 then is to start acting in small ways as if you're the person you want to be tomorrow. What's one tiny 1% improvement that you can make today? One of the greatest myths of behavior change is people think they have to go all in all at once, right? That's why after New Year's Eve, people sign up for the gym and they start going like 1 hour every day. But guess what? It's not sustainable. The best way to create long-term change is through tiny, small habits stacked on top of each other every single day. So if you want to start working out, start with 1 minute. If you want to start meditating, start with 1 minute. Because what this does is it actually creates the identity of I'm an athlete or I'm a smoker. Because guess what? I'm a meditator, right? Or like I said, I'm a smoker, right? If you start smoking every day, right? Even just 1 cigarette. And so when we start to act in new ways, even in small, tiny decisions, it's going to start to shift our behavior. And there is shift our identity. All of a sudden you believe, well, I'm meditating every day, I guess I'm a meditator. And creates this positive, self-fulfilling loop where I believe I'm a meditator, therefore I meditate 1 minute a day, right? And therefore I will believe more even that I'm a meditator because guess what? I'm meditating every day, right? So it becomes this self-fulfilling positive, feedback loop where you believe something, you do it, you believe it even more, right? And so you can use this by simply starting to act 1% better today than you did yesterday. You're gonna start to believe in it more and thereby start to act even more in alignment with who you believe you are. So the question is really, what's 1% improvement that you can make today compared to where you were yesterday? And now the last key I want to share with you guys is simply looking at the tribe. Number 4, figure out the tribe that you're in and see where they're moving. One of my mentors said that you evolve at the rate of the tribe that you're plugged into. If you look at your inner circle, at the people with the most proximity to you, the people that you spend the most time with, where they're heading and how fast are they heading there? One of the easiest ways to change your behavior, to really shift your identity, is by simply getting around people that are doing better than you, right? Getting around a bunch of athletes is gonna make you an athlete. Getting around a bunch of meditators, around a bunch of good students is gonna make you good at these things. Why? Because there's all of these tiny little conversations that are happening, right? You go out for lunch, right, with a bunch of athletes, and they're gonna be like, hey man, like you wanna join the workout later? Like you wanna, maybe go study together later, right? Instead of, watching Netflix, you might meet up and actually work on your dreams and your goals. And so if you're not moving towards the version of yourself that you wanna be, simply look at the tribe around you and ask yourself, are the people in my life actually moving me in that direction and actually pushing me to be the person I want to be? And if not, then maybe it's time to make a change, to find a new community. And on this website, my website, maxryan.com, you can find a bunch of workshops, free, courses that you can take, where you can join me and other like-minded individuals to really, make these changes happen in an environment where everybody's focused on the same thing, where everybody wants to grow, everybody wants to evolve. And so guys, these 4 things here that I suggested to you, really figuring out, first of all, what are my underlying beliefs? What is my identity that I need to change? And how can I replace it with something positive? Number 2, you want to start visualizing yourself every single day as if you're already the person that you want to be. You want to start visualizing yourself to be an athlete. Visualize the part of the process of meditating, the process of starting hard every day, and you build the neural structures associated with that. Thirdly, you want to start asking yourself, what's one tiny 1% improvement I can make today? And then start to act in these tiny little ways. 1 minute workout, 1 minute meditation, 1 minute studying. And last but not least, you want to start looking at your tribe, your inner circle, and ask yourself, are they actually moving me towards my goals, or are they holding me back? So guys, really appreciate you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you start taking massive action right now, today, towards becoming the version of yourself that you want to be tomorrow. See you soon, and all the best.